Does anybody here know who I am?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Who am I forgot.
MMA teacher.
Okay. Who here knows what mixed martial arts is?
I do.
Okay. Oh wow, we got a few hands. That's really, really cool. Let's pick one. Yes.
Wrestling?
Wrestling. You? Anybody?
Fighting,
I saw one hand.
wrestling, and fighting is different. Wrestling is where you grapple.
It's full of, I need to just like concede this space, sit down and let him do this. I love hearing your opinion.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. A nice hat. Okay. Yes.
Kind of like karate and
It is kind of like karate, kind of like taekwondo. It's an encompassing thing. Okay.
It's fighting.
A lot of times I'm in a unique position because I have parents that bring their children to me. Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of times these children have problems because they're getting picked on at school. Okay.
Yeah.
And every time that a kid comes to me, it's because it's got to a certain point. It's got to a point that's so elevated that their mother or their father or their grandparent, and sadly a lot of times it's grandparents because a lot of kids nowadays, you know, they don't have that mother and father like they used to in the home. So their grandparents bring them up there. And I get to talk with these children. And every case has one thing in common. What do you think that one thing in common with every kid that I see that's bullied? What do you think that one thing is? What? Oh, I have him speechless now. Okay, we'll get back to you. Okay, now what is it? Go ahead.
They have no self-confidence.
They have no self-confidence. They have no. That's something that is in common. That's common with all of them. Okay. What else might be common with all of them? Yes.
they might be too shy to stand up.
Too shy to stand up. Let's say that I'm a kid. Okay. I'm a kid. I'm not. Let me bring myself down here. Okay. Now I'm a kid, and I'm getting bullied. Okay. So what would you tell me? You first. Oh, you first. What would you tell me? Somebody's picking on me. You are my father. Okay? This is the first time I've come to you with this. I have not said anything to you, but I come to you and I say, Dad, there's some kids that's saying some really mean things to me. What would you tell me to
I'd tell them to punch him.
do? Okay? What would you tell me to do? You're my mom. I come up to you and I say, Mom, I'm getting picked on at school, and Mom, what should I do?
Fight them.
Fight them. What would you tell me to do?
Tell them an adult.
Tell an adult. I am telling an adult. You're my mom. She lose.
Wait, so
How did she do
never
that?
mind. You're supposed to be the
She's-
mom usually.
Yeah, you're the mom.
Oh jeez. Yeah, jeez.
Knock them out.
Okay, we got these ones like,
Go find the nearest teacher.
go find the nearest teacher.
If your friends don't know about it,
Mhm.
you could ask them to help you out.
That's a good thing. But what are your friends supposed to do? What would you expect your friends to do?
Like, not feel. I'm gonna put this in mine, so this version.
Let's see what she's got to say.
Let's see what it is. But it is.
That's a problem, isn't it? You want your friends to help you out, okay? But what are they supposed to do? All right,
They could tell a teacher.
they can tell a teacher, okay?
You can stand up to them.
You can stand up to them.
Give
Yes.
you confidence.
They could give you confidence. All right. We're getting an overlying theme here, and this is a general theme that repeats with every group that I talk to. Okay?
Yes.
They say, punch them, fight them back, take up for yourself. Those are all general themes, okay? And that's great, but a lot of times, whenever somebody gets bullied, it's because they don't have the confidence to take up for themselves, or they physically aren't big enough to. You know, there are situations, you're not going to walk up to him and punch him hard enough. I mean, I'm sure you're very, very strong, but your physical body is not strong enough to hit him in his face and to really hurt him if he's mean and aggressive towards you. Sometimes what happens, this is what happens a lot. You take a child. I'm a child. Okay? It's a very humbling experience to come to your father or your mother or someone that you respect. To bring yourself to a point that's so low that you admit to this person that you respect that you can't handle this problem. And a lot of times they don't understand how much it's affecting you. It's hard for you to even admit it in the first place. Okay? But then whenever your parent dismisses it and gives you a piece of advice, a fight back, well, if you could have fought back, you would have done it in the first place. You know? Isn't that common sense? If somebody picks on you and you feel like you could stop them, then you probably would have fought back. But you don't feel like you can fight back. So the other common thing is fear. And at the heart and at the root of most bullying is a child that's afraid. And people can be afraid regardless of their size. I had a child brought to me one time. He had tried to commit suicide. He had come really, really close. Okay? I mean, this kid had come remarkably close to not being here anymore. He had decided he was going to hang himself from his doorknob. Okay? And I don't know if you guys understand or know this. Okay? But whenever somebody hangs themselves, once they get to the point of being unconscious, it's over. Game over. It's done. Unless somebody intervenes at that point, there's nothing to bring him back or her. Yes?
Last year, my friend Logan, he did try to commit suicide by hanging himself because everybody thought that he was nothing, but I did. I've known him for a long time. I would have been really sad if he wasn't here today. He does give people confidence sometimes.
Yeah.
He's fun to have around, but if he would have been gone, I would have lost one of my good friends that day.
And that's
Yeah,
sad.
he came to school with rope marks around his neck.
And, you know, he had got to a point where his fear, whenever you have fear and you live with it prolonged, it has to go somewhere. People that are afraid, there's a couple things that they do whenever people are bullied, and this is a universal thing. They either take that fear and that anxiety and they turn it toward other children. So in turn, this kid that was bullied
Comes a bully.
becomes a bully. And they will bully kids that's smaller than them. Or they take that fear, that lack of self-worth they have, and they turn it on themselves. And that's whenever you get this problem with suicide, is you turn that fear onto yourself and you start to hate yourself. You start to hate who you are, what you are. And once you start doing that, that's not a good place to go to. That's whenever you have children that try to commit suicide. They try to reach out by doing things online, like a lot of times kids will scream out online anonymously. It's because they're wanting somebody to help them, somebody to give them something back, because they've had that feeling of self-worth taken from them. Okay? And the other thing that sometimes kids do is they find some way to channel that energy. Sometimes you'll have people that are very, very gifted and very artistic that put all of their fear and stuff, they lose themselves in another world. And that's their escape. Sometimes kids do it with video games. Some kids will do it with art. But they have to have some place to go where that they can be themselves. And they try to develop another identity. And for you guys, you know, it's important to understand that that's the way everybody deals with bullying. In some way, they either turn it against other kids, they turn it against themselves, or they channel it into a good way. You know, something that can be beneficial. So, like he was talking about, a child without confidence. Now, the child that was brought to me, he had put a belt around his neck, sat down at his door, and he was unconscious. Okay? Simply sitting down beneath his door and sagging his body down, restricted the blood from his brain, and he passed out. The dog scratching at the door to get into him is what alerted his grandmother to come up to the room. She opened the door. He was already purple and unconscious. Another few minutes, he'd been dead. So whenever she brought him here, and that's all the kids that is brought to my place with bullying, they have all got to a certain point where until it's bold-faced in front of them, no parent, and I'll tell you guys this from a parent's perspective, okay? No parent wants to see their child and believe that they're getting picked on and bullied to the extent that they are. Because it is a very painful thing for a parent. It is a thing that makes them feel helpless. So, until they're brought to a certain point that they have to face that reality, they choose sometimes to ignore it. And so that's whenever you do talk to your parents and things about bullying, if you're in a situation, you know, it's important to make them understand how bad it is or how much that you need help. Okay? Being vocal, saying what's going on with you is very important. And that goes with teachers. A lot of the people here said, go tell a teacher. A lot of times, teachers don't put the same weight to what you tell them as what they should. Who here has told a teacher that they've been bullied before and nothing happened? Anybody? There's 1, 2, 3, okay, 4. Teachers a lot of times just don't know. And it's hard, yes.
Have you ever been to Grayson County Middle School about teaching bullying?
We've done grappling classes and things like that up there, but I don't know. I might have talked to a lot of places.
I would come to Grayson County Middle School because there's a lot of drama in that place, especially a lot of bullying.
Well, there's a lot of social media, and that's something that's made bullying a lot worse. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'll tell you guys from a business person's perspective, the social media and the things that you say online, they don't go away. And that's what makes online and social media and things that are said online worse. So you guys are facing a problem now that's a little bit worse than what kids before you have faced. And your children will be even worse. So understanding how to deal with bullying and getting skills yourself to help your children is something that's pretty important. I want you guys to give this a thought, okay? Let's say that everybody wants a hero. Okay? Whenever somebody is picking on you, or somebody is there and you're in a time of need, you look for other people and you look for someone to come help you. You look for this hero. Okay? And a lot of times the only person that's really there that can really understand you, that can really be your hero, is somebody that's lived through the things that you're going through. And that was one of the things that this young man that was brought to me that I think he really latched onto, is because there's not too many people that has been to the point that he was at that can understand other people. And for you, yes?
I was not bullied before.
But for those of you that do get bullied and do deal with things like that, you are in a unique perspective. So because you can understand other people, okay? You've got to make it through what you're going through first, though, okay? And we'll go into this confidence thing, okay? Because I don't want to lose you. Maybe we can get you some more peanut butter. Y'all snack on some more peanut butter. Get a sugar high going or something. All right. So confidence. So this young man, what made him so much different, and what made him a target to all the kids that was picking on him? He was overweight a little bit, but there was I see a lot of people more overweight than he was. You know, they're not hanging themselves from the doorknob, so that ain't it. He didn't, other than his weight, there was nothing identifiable about him that would separate him in a group. So, what was it? do you think that caused him to be separated from everyone else and to be bullied to that extreme? Anybody got guesses? Yes.
Maybe the way he looked.
A lot of people look worse than he does. I mean, I'm not judging people, but I'm just saying, you know, I mean, I see some people that if I was to say, he's not quite as pretty as that one, not that I would judge people that way, but no, he didn't have any look about him that people would think was grotesque or anything like that. No body odor. He was overweight, but not huge, not nearly like some people I see. Yes?
The hobbies.
Hobbies? Maybe. His thing was the way he reacted. And that's what people, that's the key to bullying right there. And if someone says something to you and you react a certain way that's different than what's normal, and particularly that way is to harbor what they say inside of you. Say something mean about me. I don't care what it is. Just say something. Oh, he's got it.
Your head's too big to be a kid.
Now, this thing, y'all just ganging up on me. Look at y'all. Yeah, Okay, now, he says that, okay?
Maybe.
If I take that in here, and he sees that it bothers me and I don't say anything, he's liable to say something else.
That triggers the bully.
That triggers the bully, exactly. And a lot of times the bullies don't even realize that they're being bullies. Most of the time, what they think is they think that they're having fun and games. They think that they're playing. They actually, a lot of times, will think the other person is okay with it. Yeah? They don't realize the other person isn't okay with it. So that was his thing. Whenever somebody would say something to him, he wouldn't say anything back. He wouldn't do anything about it. Not that I'm saying, be confrontational. But other people, go ahead, say that again. What'd you say about my head?
Your head's too big to be a kid.
My body just ain't grown up yet. I don't know. Got to play it off as a joke. Or say, hey man, that really bothered me. You have to react to it with confidence. And it really doesn't matter what you say too much, as long as you say it with confidence. Whenever, yes?
A couple of years ago, we learned that, they use this as an example. A bully comes up to you and says, hey, your shoes are really, really ugly. Where'd you get them from? On Grown Ups 2, this girl made her own boots. And this kid, he came up to her and said, where'd you get those boots? Losers are us. And she says that she made them herself. And, this other kid, he says, yeah, leave her alone. But that other kid that bullied that girl, he grabbed the kid by his shirt while he was in the seat and asked him what he had said. And it's a good thing the kid's dad was on the bus. But you didn't even want to add stuff. But the example is, like I said, your shoes.
Yeah.
And they said to just say, yeah, I know they're ugly. Yeah, just say stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah,
And then that person will leave you alone.
that defuses the situation. And that's what I'm talking about. Whenever somebody sees that something bothers you, and especially whenever you're hiding that emotion, and whenever I say taking that in, what I mean is you're being reserved with your feelings. They know that you're not going to say anything. And a lot of times they will keep on doing that until they find someone else. And the mean things that's being said to them are them projecting that fear that they've been bullied onto another kid. And the sad thing about this is, you get an escalation. Let me put something in perspective. Okay, you said take up for yourself. You know what I mean? Basically, fight back, hit the person. Well, people fight back typically the way that they've been taught to, and this is a big injustice that happens. How many of you here have been taught to take up for yourself? Okay, good deal. What if somebody is bigger than you? What if it's against him? What if he's the one picking on you?
Let's see.
Exactly. It's going to be difficult, okay? It's going to be difficult.
God, they take him.
Yeah. You'll find a guy that'll take him out. Yes, go ahead.
What if you pull if you step on his feet?
Step on his feet, there you go.
I'm wearing hard shoes, so.
Yeah, it's going to hurt you.
They may be taller, but yet words are more bigger than a person. So you wouldn't have to use physical motions.
Yeah.
You just have to use words.
Oh, very, very rarely do you
Sometimes.
ever have to be physically confrontational with somebody, okay? Most often, whenever you confront a bully, if you do it in a private setting, if you confront a bully, somebody picking on you in a public means, you're probably going to have a fight. But if you talk to them alone and say, listen, you know what I mean, this ain't going to happen anymore, then 9 times out of 10 they'll leave you alone. Because they don't want that confrontation. But they don't want to be made, you know, they don't want something like that brought in front of their friends, because then you're clicking into more of an ego thing with them. The problem is, whenever someone gets to the point they try to take up for themselves, a lot of times they're not taught skills, like to talk to a bully in private about these things and say, listen, this really bothers me. I'm tired of it. It's going to stop. So what you have happen a lot of times is you have kids that bring weapons to school because they don't know any other thing to do. It's what they're taught in video games. It's what they're taught on TV. It's the only way they've ever saw to deal with a situation. And that's why you see a lot of the violence, especially with kids now, and guns and things.
Can I say something?
Yes, say all you
And
want.
another thing too, a lot of people who are bullied will actually do physical harm to themselves too. Like cut themselves or just do other stuff too. They feel as if they're not important.
Well, that's whenever they're turning that fear and that lack of self-worth on themselves. And it's sad. You know, it's really, really sad, because God made every one of us perfect. And that's what people don't get. You know, every one of us is perfect. God don't make mistakes, okay? Yes.
We made an I am board at school, and because middle school we don't take bullying, but people still do it. So we made an I am thing to tell what our personalities are, and people that got bullied. Like this one girl, she put, I'm more than people think I am, and I know exactly who that person is. She would be in this room right now, but she's somewhere else tonight. She's at home. And people, it's actually her sister. They call her Crazy Casey all the time. But when I see people do that to her, I just can't take it. It is sad to see them do that to her, but she does stand up for herself a lot of times. And like, it's hard to see her cry because, like, I have no easy way to explain this, but sometimes, like, this kid, he called her Crazy Casey. I'm like, hey, don't call her that. She's not crazy. She's actually a sweet person when you get to know her. And I haven't heard him say it since.
It's good. It's good that you're being a good friend to her. And it sounds like she could use a lot of good friends. Yes.
Do y'all get bullied when they can call them?
Yeah.
What do you do about it?
Walk away.
Ignore it. Don't shut up.
Well, I'll tell you. Oh, okay, I'm gonna tell you a little secret about myself. My last name is Bowers, Bwers. Okay. What kind of nickname could you come up with out of that?
Bob the Builder.
Hey, I shouldn't tell you this, but they call me. You know, my dad had to deal with it too, but my nickname, you know, they called me Bow Wow. Okay. Now, I could have let that bother me, but I just laughed it off for years and years. They never, you know, if they saw that it wasn't going to bother me, so they don't, they quit.
My last name is Brumfield, but people, they make fun of it and call it Drumfield. I'm like, hey, I mean, I know it rhymes and it is actually quite funny. But Mr. Duval, I know he's kidding because he's told me before, he's like, hey, I'm just kidding. I'm like, yeah. Because I've heard a lot of nicknames about my last name. He called me Bumfield. Only because of my band. Yeah. What? Then what he calls you?
One of the things I want you guys to really to get is you can tell somebody something repeatedly every day. Okay? This goes with verbal bullying. At our gym with our kids in our bully class, we work with kids on ways to actually confront a bully. And we give them a procedure to go about. And this is my personal feeling. And this comes from experiences like the one that I talked to you about before, whenever the kid attempted to kill himself. Verbal bullying is, and putting someone down is probably more hurtful to that person than punching them. I've seen a lot of people that inside was destroyed as a person, and nobody ever hit them. Nobody ever punched them. Nobody ever physically made contact with them. But if somebody tells you repeatedly that you're ugly, that you're stupid, eventually you're going to start believing it. And it can be kids at school. I've even seen parents that was belittling to their own children. Well, you can't do that because you're not good at that. Okay? Everybody in here, like I said before, is perfect. Okay? God made you exactly the way that you are meant to be. And no matter what someone else says to you, no matter if they tell you how stupid you are, how ugly you are, or anything like that, that is their words that they're trying to use to hurt you. It doesn't make it real. It doesn't make it true. It's their attempt to punch you, to hurt you, to kick you. So no matter what you hear and people give to you that way, don't let that become your idea of who you are. Because each one of us define who we are. Each one of us is gifted and talented at something. And don't let anybody take that away from you with what they want to say to you to try to hurt you. Does that make sense? Am I going out somewhere weird? Do I need to come back?
No.
Okay. All right. Guys feel is your best quality. So one's a mean thing, one's a good thing. Hopefully, everybody's got a good quality here, right?
I don't know.
Okay. You know what I think my best quality is? Just out of curiosity. I think my best quality is how I sing.
You sing.
No, I'll sing later. All right. Y'all write something down. We'll do this. Now, I don't know what my best quality is. My best quality is the choice I made in a wife.
Really?
All right. This cannot be the meanest thing somebody's ever said to this person.
What?
My sister calls me stupid.
Sylvia.
Who wrote that?
What?
Did you do that?
It's actually
You're the one that's doing this.
Oh. Sometimes your brothers and sisters can't be really, really mean to you. I was an only child, so I never got to be called stupid by my brother or sister.
Thing they call me.
Huh?
That's just not the thing they call me.
That's the nicest thing. Okay, that puts a whole different perspective on it. That's the nicest thing about me is my sister calls me stupid. Okay.
You want to translate for him?
Whatever you may think, in your heart, God still loves you. That's a good. I like that quote. Whatever you may think in your heart, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not me.
All right. Oh, now this is a pretty bad one. Really frizzy hair.
Good one for me.
I could see how
Really
that would
fuzzy.
really hurt a girl's feelings.
It says
Really
fuzzy.
hair.
Fuzzy.
Oh, fuzzy. Okay. Really fuzzy hair.
I wake up in the morning, everybody makes fun of my
Sorry,
hair.
really fuzzy. See what else we got here. Oh, I'm really smart. That's one of the best qualities. That is good. That's just like right here. That's a really good. It's really good. Kicking my stupid. Yeah, y'all can fill that one in. Okay. Ugly retard. Yeah, that's a bad one. That's something that's been around for a long time.
It's mine.
Is that yours? I think almost every person that has lived has been called that at some time. And it really, the reason people get called that is because it's such a hurtful thing to say that it sticks around. Ugly and retarded. All right, let's see what we got here. This has got to be a good quality. And it is. I am good at softball.
That one's mine.
Pick one. All right. Best quality. Riding bikes. It's a good
Thank
quality.
you.
You're welcome.
You can't right away. This is broken.
Okay. No one called me anything. That's got to be one thing. See, now that would be bad because that would make you feel left out. Ain't nobody calling me names, but they calling all the other kids. All right. Here's another one. It's the being called stupid again.
You're so stupid.
Oh, this is good. Playing clarinet. Somebody in here is good at playing the clarinet.
Oh, we both are.
And dancing, by the way. Playing clarinet and dancing.
And eating.
And eating.
Hey, this is my thing.
People have called me a rat.
Mix it up.
Yeah, that's going to be hard again, too. Let's grab this one here.
Peanut butter smoking.
I don't see it.
Now, see, I'm not sure if this one is
It's a good thing.
a good thing or if it's like blonde hair. I'm like, okay.
Alright,
Is that just something to say to pick on you? Does that go along with a blonde joke, or is that actually your best friend? Good one. All right, let's see what we got here. I am good at baseball. That's a good one.
I'm good at it too.
Oh,
But you're a girl. You should play softball.
ooh, this is one of them that I absolutely hate seeing. Worthless. I hate it whenever people call each other worthless. There's two things I hate to hear people call. I hate to hear people call each other a lot of stuff. But I hate hearing somebody call someone else worthless. Yeah, that is because that is the farthest thing from being the truth that there ever can be. And if you want to undermine someone's self-confidence, if you want to belittle someone, calling them worthless is about as bad as it gets. Because if somebody hears that over and over and over, eventually they'll start taking on that self-perception. Y'all know what self-perception is? Self-perception is the things that I'm reading that are your good qualities. Whenever you say that you're good at baseball, you see yourself being good at baseball, which I'm sure you are. That's that's how you view yourself, your self-perception. Okay? Worthless is one of those things. Worthless and stupid are two things that I hate hearing people get called. So, let's see what this. This is one of the other ones. Remember I told you guys, retard and stupid have been around forever. Someone called me retard and dumb. That's another one of those. Just tell them, just look them straight faced and say, I'm good at baseball. Let's see what else we have here.
What else do we have here?
This is another one.
It's
What do you think this one says? My friends call me stupid,
Cray cray.
cray cray, and retard.
What's a cray cray?
Crazy.
Extremely
Oh.
crazy.
Oh, I
So
don't get that much.
that's that's stupid and retard again. Oh, guess what we got here again? That's the backside. She wrote on both. This one's stupid and retard, and this one is play music.
You left it
So-
to the wall.
Guys, never, whatever you're good at, never give up your passions. Remember I told you guys, sometimes people can turn that into something good. That people either take that fear and anxiety and they turn it into what's called self-loathe. Or I'll just, like, if they don't like themselves. A loathing feeling, okay? They can project it at other children and become a bully in return. Or they can pursue their passions. Find something to put this energy into, okay? If you're good at baseball, practice the far out of baseball. And don't listen to what everybody else says. Find your outlet, okay? And then talk to your parents about it, and talk to your teachers about it, and seek help if you have to. I mean, actually, you should. Everybody should be taught. Everyone should be taught how, in my opinion, to defend themselves so that they have, not because I want people fighting, but so they have the confidence. Because if you're confident that you can defend yourself, then you have the confidence to talk to a bully and not be unconfident, shy, and appear to be weak, because that's what bullies take advantage of. All right. Y'all want to see some self-defense stuff?
Yeah.
Ah, great.
All
right.
I was just talking
Yes.
Almost soon.
We'll go over. We got 10 minutes. We'll go over like some really. Yes.
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo's cool. All right. I'm gonna go over some like really quick stuff that you guys are probably gonna be boring to you. All right. Let's say I'm in a confrontational situation, and this person, like somebody, I'll take a volunteer. Anybody, I don't care who. All right, you guys, first one hands up. One over
I'm
here.
the only one that has a
Yeah, you
Usually
had
are.
your hand up the whole time. I think it's on a like a thing. Okay.
Varsity.
Oh, you're scaring me. All right, say something really mean to me.
You're really fat.
All right, come on. Say something really mean to me. Oh, she's got something she's gonna give her. That isn't fair. This is a tag team mean thing. She's coming up with a good one. I can tell. She's like, and then if he says this, you say this. If
Okay,
you don't
I'll
say
say
this, you
it.
say this.
You want me to say it?
Yeah, I had no idea what you
Okay. You're losing your hair and you have a receding hairline.
That is me. Okay. Now, if somebody says that, and you put your hands up to fight like this, you've escalated that into a fight automatically. Okay? Nobody has to throw a punch for it to be a fight. If she stands there, like, do you feel threatened?
Yeah.
All right, it's because you know I feel threatened. Okay, if we're angry at each other, and one person puts their hands up like this, it becomes a fight. Okay? You're scaring me. If I put my hands up like this, it's not it's a surrender. It's not a fight, okay? Now, a lot of times people will sucker punch. Y'all know what a sucker punch is?
No.
Okay? Yeah.
Sophia.
Yeah. They will hit you without any preparation. They'll try to catch you off guard and punch you. That is a key tool to somebody that bullies other people.
Put the pencil down.
Because remember, at the heart of a bully is somebody that has lacked self-confidence themselves and have decided that they're going to try to project their fear and anxiety toward another person, try to hurt them that way. So, what's this? If your hands are up here, okay, and you're talking to me, like, all right, I know you think I've got a receding hairline, but I was born this way. I've actually gained hair since birth, okay? I was born a bald. You would have seen me then. Okay? So I'm talking, but I'm still defensive. Okay? Now, if she starts talking to me and moving her hands around like this, just move your hands around like you're talking. Like, see how her hands are moving? Let me give you an example. Like, here, like, say something, like we're arguing. You're me. And I'm sitting there and I'm doing this and I'm talking like this. Then the person can hit you very, very easily. Their hands are moving around out of your peripheral. Okay? Yeah. And it's very easy to get sucker punched that way. Another trick that people use to sucker punch people, and I'm not trying to teach you how to sucker punch people, I'm trying to teach you how some of the tactics that people use bullying people to gain an advantage whenever someone does stand up for themselves. Okay? Never fold your hands. Can't block punches that way. Hands up here by your head. That way you can cover up or you can block their shoulders. Okay? Nice. You can even pray. Listen, man, please stop. You can still protect, okay? Another thing they do, hop up here, hop up here. Now, another thing that they do, like, we're arguing again, okay? Okay. See how she turned her head? She just got hit. This is a tactic I've seen in videos over and over and over, because I've got people send me videos of kids fighting constantly. Okay? I get them from all over the U.S. This is something that is used a lot. They will argue. I'll look over here, and I'll do that. She's got a tendency, she's really wanting to look over there. So as soon as she turns to look away, she turns back, she catches a punch. She's knocked out. And all of a sudden, I'm the tough guy that knocked so-and-so out. Okay? Yeah, then I'm like the main girl. So, I know it's not the glamorous self-defense tips that you guys wanted. But whenever you're faced with someone that's being aggressive towards you, keep your hands up. Focus on them. Don't get distracted by them. The more that they're moving their arms around, the more chance they are going to try to punch you. Maintain distance. Okay? Maintain distance. Whenever the confrontation is over with, back away from them. Okay, man, I'll see you later. Don't turn around and try to walk away. Because most of the time, whenever you try to walk away, if this person, they'll come after, they'll hit you from behind. You'll never see it coming. Okay? So, that's some really quick tips. Give me 5. Can you give me 5? Aye! Yeah! Any other questions before I leave? Yes?